A human being is distinguished from all other life forms because we have the potential to be self-aware. We are all self-aware to some degree, in a different way to animals or to trees or stones or nature. However, we can become self-aware in a more refined way. We can become aware of our bodies, our minds, emotions, thoughts, energy, attitudes and aspirations. And with this incredible ability to become self-aware comes the opportunity to be self-realized, enlightened, to transcend the worldly state of samsara, the realm of birth and death, and to live the sacred and spiritual life up to and beyond our physical death. This is the great opportunity, the perennial invitation to the human heart. Taking up this invitation entails growing as an individual, yet realizing ourselves is not forsaking ourselves before we are ready. The stem must not be cut before the flower blossoms, or the whole plant will die. In time, through succeeding stages of development, the seed grows in the darkness, breaks through into the light, reaches toward the sun, nourishing itself, nurturing itself with moisture and light and nutrients, growing up into the air, into life, until one day the bud opens and gives its immense beauty to the world. For no reason at all, simply celebrating existence. And this is what you can do. This is what you must do. You must choose birth and life over death and darkness. Reach higher. Strive for something greater. Strive to be you, to be yourself. An ongoing love relationship, primary relationship, is the most potent, challenging way for you to do this. Living alone or having serial relationships, you can get away with anything you want. You may not even know how you're feeling when you're feeling fearful or unloving or angry. There's no one there to point it out, to point out your lack of consideration, your lack of caring, your compromise with self-love. You can spend days without tuning into yourself, just getting on with things or zoning out and freewheeling through the day. But when you live with someone else, sharing your life with a partner, it can be immensely humbling, revealing, and challenging. You have boundary issues to deal with, compromises, or insisting on maintaining your point of view or your independence. Sometimes it can feel as if you are fighting for your life. Relationships stir up all our old emotional material, all the dynamics of our early life, and especially the themes of our early family relationships. Sooner or later, it becomes obvious to us that these issues will not go away unless we give them our attention, unless we do something about them. The comfort and feelings of safety, being with a loving partner, gives us inevitably re-stimulate our seminal years the years of self-creation, of learning how to be a someone in this world. Thus, we feel that our life is not fulfilled unless we have a loving partner, a family, children, and so on. We think that if we have all these, we will then be happy. Now, every month, e-zine articles, a website for writers, sends me a bulletin so I can see how many readers I have of my articles. Consistently at the top of the most read articles is one I wrote called Love, Relationships and Marriage. The other two, consistently at the top, are pieces on forgiveness and anger. Relationships, anger, and forgiveness. There's a connection, don't you think? Of the dozens of spiritual and psychological articles I placed on e-zine, the most read turn out to be about love and partners and the dynamics that go with it. My writings on spiritual practice and discipline are nowhere near as popular. I wonder why. We are immersed in the lower energy system, what the Hindus called the first three chakras. We are immersed in instinct and conditioning, and we believe somehow, in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary, that a life partner will make us happy. It doesn't. It won't, but we don't care. We are underwater and in the deep end of a romantic myth which has dominated human culture for hundreds of years and desperately needs to give way to a new myth of heart and higher chakra energies, in which the human being is freed from conditioning, mating, nesting, and procreating as the overwhelming dominant forces in her or his life. Consider this passage written by a young female seeker. When I was younger, I was sure that by the age of 40, I would be happily married with children, a house, a garden with roses, and be part-time self-employed. Now I am 40, and none of these things have happened. My life is the opposite of how I expected it to be, and I wonder, what am I doing here on this planet? From the human perspective, I look like a complete loser. I spend Christmas holidays and birthdays alone. I feel useless because whenever I try, career, relationship, I fail. I wonder, am I the idiot who is too stupid or behaving so stupidly that I'm still not married, without children or career? I have nothing, while other people who were at school with me have satisfaction and wonderful success in all areas of their lives. What am I doing wrong? My life has turned out totally different from what I planned. And sometimes I feel far too lonely. Why am I here? What does God want me to do? Why don't I even have a loving life partner? I surrender the best I can, and I ask over and over and over again to Spirit. Maybe I do not hear the answer. Today, the straitjacket of love, marriage, children, and romance is being surpassed. We are in a time of transition. Some of us are confused and hanging on to old expectations. Some of us are trying desperately to remain loyal to the old paradigm and model of conformism. In humanity's future, spiritual life must take precedence over the lower chakra concerns of fear and desire for us to thrive, to flourish, to evolve meaningfully. To assist this, to facilitate this, we must revolutionize the way we understand interpersonal relationships.